Good.
All right. Well, good morning.
Good afternoon, Carl.
Good afternoon. Yes. Hello. So we are actually live today. We are going to henceforth be using the Google Hangouts Live, Go Live,
Yeah. Sorry,
whatever,
Facebook.
YouTube Live.
We tried.
We tried. Yeah.
Facebook, Zuckerberg, man.
Too much friction. Friction is what it is.
Charlie.
Oh, Charlie. So we haven't done this in a few weeks because of my rabid schedule, but that's okay. Today we're going to talk about a few things, and we'll start out with the light things. We will not get into the Ghana elections at all. Not at
What
all.
we say is a safe. That's it.
Yes.
Next subject.
Charlie. So beyond that, I'll add a little tidbit, which was kind of fun. Is the other day my wife in a Thai place in Brooklyn. I was wearing a shirt from Africa, specifically Ghana, and it had the Ghana symbol on the front. And as I was walking out, this gentleman stops me and he says, "Is that Ghana?" I said, "Yes, yes, it is. I was born in Ghana. Well, actually, Gold Coast." It's like, okay, he's an old man. And so we spoke for a moment, and he talked about how run into a lot of people that I guess maybe of my complexion that know anything about Ghana. So it was nice. But he has a permanent seat at this restaurant, and he wants to chat with me. So he's gonna, and he has a book apparently about the emergence of Ghana.
57.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. When Ghana was the rising star.
So he's always there. So if there's historical
Yes.
information that I need to get,
Yes.
that's really helpful. I am getting deeper and deeper into my doctoral studies and my research, and so I've been reading a lot of articles about education in Ghana. Some great articles from 1958, and then 60s, 70s, 80s in terms of education and how it has changed. But a lot of the issues that we've talked about were in existence back then. So the quote unquote conflict between private and public, the support of the government in determining how programs are done. Right now is in mobile learning, and so that should be neat. I found a lot of for some of the ideas that I had for the school that we're involved in building in Ghana. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, meeting that individual was kind of neat because Luther, he had a lot to say, and it's nice to bump into people that have.
New York City. I mean,
Yeah.
It's so random. Funny enough, I saw a picture of Nkrumah visiting the White House in 1958.
Wow.
Yeah, decked out in his garb. It's crazy. We've always had historical ties in the U.S. and Ghana. So it's really interesting how it's all coming full circle.
Oh, I don't know if it's going full circle.
Yeah, well, not necessarily. Right?
I don't know if our new president in the U.S. is going to be hanging out. in Ghana.
I think he just needs to realize that it's. I mean, it's always happened. It's just, do you want to create more trade partners?
Right.
If we're thinking about this from a more economic development perspective, is trade good for the U.S.? Yes. Is there a balance of trade? That's where I'd say the conversation needs to be had. But hey, God bless America, man.
Yeah. So nice transition. We have a new president elect in the United States with Trump. I think the common belief is that he's going to treat the United States like a big company, and he will right size us somehow. I don't know. without getting too deep into politics, I don't know about either candidate, but
Yeah. That's
I have a little bit of connection to, well, we do, to Clinton, because Mr. President Clinton is a fraternity brother of ours, and I have met Trump once when I was auditioning for The Apprentice, which is funny. But in any case, what's done is done. People say a lot of things in elections to get elected. My belief is that there will be some settling. So in other words, he will take a couple steps back from some of the more drastic things that he said he was going to do. And actually just yesterday or the day before, he said that he wasn't going to pursue Clinton for,
court, right? So,
yeah, so it has begun.
It's politics. I mean, it's in Ghana the same thing, right? You bring the bag of rice, bring the oil. It's the same game on both sides of the Atlantic. So that's neither here nor there. But with respect to which, even that, congratulations to Sunseekers Tours. They just won an award, the Ghana Tourism Awards.
Fantastic. Congrats.
So that was good. That was really good. We're really excited about 2017.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot planned for 2017. I think 2016 for us has been really Damien became an official Ghanaian.
Are you talking about me?
Yeah. Took 2 trips so far.
I drank the water.
Yeah.
Voltic?
So 2017 should be more eventful. Fraternity goes to school in Ghana. So the plan is for us to really that initiative because of what we'll be doing in Ghana.
Right.
So we're going to start having those conversations as well. Just to really get things going from an educational perspective, because that's the basis of fraternity, right? We can really leverage the educational to get things done there as well.
In relation to that, my doctoral research is hospitality education in Ghana specifically. So shaping up to be is a study on access to the internet, primarily through mobile devices, and how that impacts education, the K through 12 pre-college frame. So that being said, when I'm there in January, I would love to interact with people, teachers. I would also like to start setting up plans for, I intend to bring students from my college, and they're very excited about going to Ghana, but I need to have concrete things for them to do from a tourism perspective or hospitality perspective. So if you run a hospitality shop of some kind, restaurant, a hotel, yeah, well, maybe not bar, or if with the tourism sector in some way, these are bright students who are very well educated. They are around all of these businesses in New York City. They work in them. So I want to bring them, put them to work, ideally a situation where I can put them up, and if it's a restaurant, they can feed them so that their overhead is very limited because they have to fly themselves there. And my students don't have a ton of money, but they will get themselves there. And same thing for me. When I go to Ghana, I want to be very, very busy. I want to be in meetings. I want to be working on things. I have existing projects, and that's where my focus needs to be. When I get back in the summer, that's when I need to do my research. I will be there for a couple months. So teaching classes is definitely on the table for some of the institutions which I need to follow up with. That's what I do. So.
Yes. So, I mean, we're really excited. I think it's funny, we've been talking about this for a couple of years now, and now, this traction is building up. So tourism, as we see it, is really, really exciting, especially when you talk about technology. technology education as well. And I know Google is laying fiber optics on the ground, which will bring down the cost of data.
Right.
Facebook is looking to put drones in the air, and then Microsoft Whitespace. So I think over the next few years, we'll start to see the cost of data coming down. If they can figure out how to work with the telcos,
Right.
which will be interesting, because then, I mean, you're spending % of your income on data. That's pretty much what we spend on rent.
What we figured out the last time, I think, is that so Google, and shout out to Lord and company, it's a great crew over there. I mean, their relationships, their business relationships are not direct to consumer right now. And so while that remains, then it's really up to the telcos to decide whether or not they want to bring the prices down, because Google isn't expecting that. They just want to, the companies, MTN and company. So I don't know what's going to force that to change. Maybe it's going to be Facebook. Maybe it's going to be some other disruptor that comes in. But Google right now is not a disruptor in Ghana, in my opinion. They're definitely improving the infrastructure, which is important, but they're not disrupting things in the sense that the prices aren't coming down. If there's a direct correlation between access to data, maybe this is my thesis, there's a direct correlation between access to the internet and time to be able to spend, and education. You know, because it's not that, I mean, there are free courses, there's knowledge out on the internet. It's so available, but if you don't have easy access or the time to do so, then it doesn't work. That came out of one of the studies that I read, and it just reinforces what I believed.
Which I can see it, because if your time is spent on menial, just basic survival,
right?
What time do you have to really take a step back and study or
exactly.
spend time on the internet? Especially when day to day you're fetching water, it takes 2 hours to do that, and so
depending on where you are.
Yeah, exactly. So I can see that. I can see that. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out over time. So.
Yeah. Shout out to Daniel and Kobe, our junior associates. Their next business venture, and obviously we'll be spending time with them the next time we're in Ghana. They have access. Yes, they struggle at times to get data, just like everybody else. They're carrying around 2 phones, just like everybody else. Use the chip that you can use to make it work. You know, where I'm thinking is beyond those that have a pretty decent amount of education. Daniel and Kobe are brilliant. I'm thinking about the kids that live in the papas around Accra that don't have access to data. They don't have a phone. They don't have. That's just the problem. Yeah, and right.
Even talking. So yeah, I mean, I definitely see there's a huge need for that. It'd be interesting to see on the back of that, or in conjunction with that. I know some people are doing some things with solar as well.
Right. Our fraternity brothers involved with solar.
Yep. So
who we need to reach out to somehow.
Yeah.
If you're on there, contact us.
Yes, please. Nuku, where are you?
Speaking of which, actually it has nothing to do with, but kind of. So yesterday we went over the final project for my commercial recreation and tourism class, and their focus is the Tima Golf Club. So 6 students are each individually doing their final project on a proposal to overhaul the golf club. So the idea is that they're going to come up with basically a 10-page plan, each of them. So that's 6 10-page plans on what to do with the infrastructure, facilities, F&B, marketing, how to increase membership. They spent the entire semester studying other operations. Spoken with Nicholas previously. about this, who's over at the golf club. This is kind of funny, and this is a basic marketing thing. Depending on where you look online, it's either the Tima Club or the Tima Country Club or the Tima Golf Club.
3 different names for the same thing.
Yeah, it's a little confusing. And you can't find the website. It's very difficult. The most active link is the Facebook page, which is fine. But it's a little bit of a hurdle for the students because they need to collect information. They need to do a SWOT analysis. They are studying the competition both in Ghana, because there's 3 or 4 other golf courses, one in Kumasi, a couple in Accra. And then they're also studying, one student studying a golf club in Sierra Leone, Cote d'Ivoire. And then one is studying a golf club in Nigeria. So they're using all that information to do a comparison and to learn from them and make the application.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I even saw a sidebar to that. Axton Beach, they had a picture of this guy. So 1,000 British bikers rode from Axton Beach all the way to the Malta region. Right, so it's becoming a thing. You're starting to see all these activities.
That was
taking place.
my idea.
Yeah.
I wanted the bike race, and somebody's done it.
They say, there was High Five before in MySpace, before Facebook.
Yeah,
so
true.
Someone's done it. But it was interesting to see because you're starting to see that there. So imagine being able to have golf tournaments.
Yeah.
In Ghana, hosting people from around the world. It would be really awesome.
I really challenge the students also to rethink what can be done on a golf course. It's not just golf. So they have to come up with 3 things that are not golf that are going to happen on the golf course that could generate revenue. It's about finding other revenue streams too. It's the largest golf course in Ghana, but it is, it could do more. It's what it is. So we'll see what comes out of it, and we'll forward all that information to Nicholas. And if you have a project or a concept that you want to have some fresh eyes for, please let us know. One of the benefits of teaching these classes is that I have students that want to do real work, and I like to give them real work, and so that's very possible. For the spring, I'm planning class, a sustainable tourism class, and hotel operations, which is hotel/hospital operations, because of the emergence of hospitality within the hospital.
Medicine.
Right. Absolutely. So if there is something that you're working on that you would like some answers for or some ideas for, that's something that we can get into. Up our hospitality week on campus in Brooklyn, and the results are pretty good. We did a lot of fun things, but 2 things I'll highlight. One, we did a panel discussion on gratuity-free.
Awesome.
Yeah, Terry was there.
Really good.
Brilliant people on the panel, and we had a decent crowd, but there really should have been a lot more people there, but we'll work on that. And then on Friday, we had a hospitality competition and that went over really, really well. Over 70 students from the 5 boroughs, and they had a blast running around, answering case studies. It was really neat. It's the beginning of something. We'll do the next high school competition on March 3rd on campus. If you are that have any interest whatsoever in hospitality world, even if they're business students, it doesn't matter. Everybody can do the challenges, because a lot of what hospitality is based on is business practices, it's ethics, it's common sense. So with the right teacher, this might be a good way of opening students' eyes to a potential career.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's really neat. So we're building that. We're going to be sending postcards to high schools all over the country. Maybe we'll get a couple Canadians.
That'd be awesome.
We'll see. But anybody's welcome. There's really no cost. It's just you have to get here, get to Brooklyn. So that's
pretty much it. For us, we're just gearing up to stuff our faces with turkey.
Oh yeah.
Thanksgiving, the travel madness is already began.
Yeah.
So safe travels, all those in the U.S., all those was traveling, and then also in that week is when Ghana festivities start. So all those going to Ghana from it, stay safe. All those in Ghana, stay safe.
Right.
Have fun. Stay safe.
Shout out to our friends in Ghana and Accra, to Leslie, to Tamara, to Eric, to
Speaking of event planning, Lionheart.
Oh, Lionheart. Yeah, Tamara.
That'd be awesome. Shout out to those coming out to the concert tonight. EL, Joey B. Thank you, Live Nation, for supporting tonight, 10:30 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Should be fun. I mean, Live Nation has really put your stamp on a lot of these concerts, and they believe that, it ties into tourism, right? So music and culture. So see how that goes.
Yeah, Yapono, Kofi, Raja, the crew, Mike. Hope you guys are doing well. Can't wait to be back there. Talal, talk to me. One of the things that I want to do when I go over there is to do some training and work with people. Remember that one article that we saw about Labadi Beach Hotel being involved with tourism training? Curious about that. Good guys there. Yeah, I don't know how that's going to be, and I don't know. Hospitality training to improve the level of service in Accra, there's no silver bullet. It's not a one training thing. It's got to go very, very deep, and that's why you got to start with the kids. Got to first convince them that career option, then address things in junior high and high school or the equivalent, public, private, and there needs to be a continuation. National service needs to be addressed. A lot of things, and that's the kind of stuff that we're going to get into. If you have ideas, if you want to talk, if you're in New York, if you're not in New York, we can always do a Skype session. But let's work together. Let's use the platform of Ghana Alliance to have these conversations. That's what it's there for.
Definitely. So, we're just getting going, and everything starts small. But over time, we see this being very interactive. We'd love feedback, and thank you for tuning in. And yes, everyone stay safe.
All right. Bye, guys.
Oh, Charlie.
Oh, Charlie.